Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be playing with one of my favorite small palettes in my collection. I don't have that many, but this guy always stands out as just a beautiful, high quality, and fun eyeshadow palette. It's only got 6 pans, but every single one of them is striking. So today I decided to play with this palette and do a little bit of graphic eyeliner, and if you want to see that, then don't go anywhere. I want to play today with my beautiful Queen Bee palette from Coloured Raine. Coloured Raine is closing their doors. Recently I posted on my community tab that they were having a grand sale. It was like $2.50 for almost any item on their website. Only 2 or 3 items were excluded and they were like $5. So I recommend, if they're still around and you can, get the Queen Bee palette because it's so beautiful. Not only is the packaging absolutely amazing, like this is holographic right here, the bee's wings and this gorgeous glowing honey colored packaging, but then on this, the inner, like the palette itself, this is lenticular, and you can see that the wings are beating as you turn the palette. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But packaging is not what makes the palette, it's what you find on the inside. And the inside is 6 gorgeous shadows. They're incredibly pigmented. They're really rich and beautiful and saturated. This is, if not the best black matte in my collection, it's tied at the top with a couple other brands. And then the shimmers are so gorgeous. They're so shifting and impactful. I very highly recommend this palette from Coloured Raine. If they're still open and you can get it, I mean, for $2.50, you can't really go wrong. I've heard that they have changed the formula here and there throughout their business history, so I can't say that every product from them is excellent. I personally don't know. I've only tried this one, but this one's beautiful. So I'm thinking today that I'm going to do kind of a more neutral lid space and then a bright pop of orange on the lower lash line into an orange wing. That's the feeling that I'm feeling. So we're going to take this shade Pollen in Love, which is the bright yellow matte, and put this right here. I'm gonna liberally apply it to my inner corner and inner crease space. It's such a happy color, right? It's like sunshine. Maybe not, yeah, it's like sunshine. It's like a mix between a mustard and a lemon and a sunshine yellow. It's sort of settled in the middle there. Now I'll take Honeycomb with a comparably sized brush, and I'm gonna lay this down on my whole crease, like the rest of the crease, but I'm not really gonna build it up. I think I'm gonna keep it on the quieter side. I didn't go in very heavily. I just tapped a few times into the pan. I'm gonna place this in the crease and then just gently and softly work at the edges. If I can keep the lid space a bit quieter, I think that's what I'm gonna do. If you're curious about anything else, or anything actually, anything in today's video, check my description box for links to everything that I'm using. When I shared about, maybe a tiny bit more, like one little dab, when I shared on my community tab about Coloured Raine closing their doors, people responded that they were surprised. Apparently Coloured Raine has been around for a while maybe within the indie eyeshadow community. Their website said 12 years, and a lot happens in 12 years. I remember in one of her recent makeup news, Angelica Nyquist was talking about Coloured Raine and why she thought they might be closing the doors. And she was saying that nobody was really talking about their products anymore, and they didn't send PR either. And with the fast pace of this industry, everything's just go. Every day it seems there's a new indie brand coming out. There's just new stuff all the time, collaborations and sister brands to established companies, and a lot. And if Coloured Raine wasn't sending out PR, they weren't getting influencers to talk about them, and they didn't have exciting releases, then people didn't know about them. I don't know what kind of marketing they were doing. I don't know that I ever saw an advertisement for them on Instagram or anything. I don't know. It's interesting. Now I'm going to take that same brush. I will go back into Honeycomb, but I'm just going to put it right here, just to bring a little bit of matte to the outer lid space instead of just the crease. And I don't think I'm going to deepen further than this. I'm just tapping into the pan once or twice and creating that color blocking out here. Do you remember Coloured Raine being an institution within this community? Was it like, Was it something that a lot of people were talking about? I think that their Queen, was it the Queen palette? Some people mentioned them having kind of an iconic, this palette represents the brand. This was the OG for that brand. I don't know what that was. This was before my time here in the space, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, because I didn't know that so many people would be so surprised that Coloured Raine was closing down. Or maybe that's not the right word, because in Angie's comment section, a lot of people said they weren't surprised. Maybe it's more that so many people had such strong feelings about Coloured Raine shutting down. Maybe they weren't surprised, but they kind of remembered the brand as being an original, and it felt weird that they were leaving. Between the two shimmers, I think I'm gonna take this one here, because if I wanna keep my lid space a little bit more neutral, this one is shifting. They're both gorgeous. I'll swatch them for you. I mean, what is that? That's so pretty. But I'm gonna take this one, because this one is like a green gold, and I don't want green. So this shade is called Unbelievable, and I'll just put it on the lid. I'm using my finger, obviously. I probably should have used a brush. I'm just gonna tap it on the lower half or so of the lid, and then I'll take a fluffy brush and try to disperse that shimmer a little bit. I probably should have used a brush to keep it on the quieter side, because when you use your finger, it picks up the oils from your skin and just really paints the shimmer on. So if you want your shimmer to be softer, use a brush, generally. But that's actually fine. It's actually fine. I'll go back into the brush that I used to lay down Honeycomb again. I think I'll take a smidge of Behave as well, just in the outer corner, because I want to. I just like that shadowy effect out here. I'm kind of trying to make this video pretty quick, because I think my camera, or my phone rather, I record on my phone. I think my phone battery is getting a little bit low, because we're using my phone as well as a hotspot for my daughter, who is doing Latin with her cousin. They're FaceTiming, because they're in the same homeschool program, so they're both doing Latin together over FaceTime. And that sucks up the phone's battery as well. Lower lash line. Let's take a Singe E01 and pick up, I guess I'll pick up Behave on the edge of this brush. I'm gonna do an orange waterline for sure. This is a little bit bigger than I wanted though. Like a little bit bigger of a brush. I'm taking a smaller flat brush, again into Behave. I'm gonna do an orange in the waterline, and then I think I'll do like an orange wing with my water activated graphic liner palette. Just can't quite decide if I want to do an inner corner pop outside of this yellow matte. It's not really an inner corner highlight, it's not that light. I prefer a pastel, something quite bright, and this yellow is pigmented and beautiful, but it's not that bright. So I think I'll take Mind Your Business and put it right here. Yeah. And maybe Unbelievable right on top. Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, and so now the graphic liner. This is the Split It Painter's Paradise palette from Artitude Cosmetics. I'm gonna be using the orange. It's looking a little bit messy right now, because I'll be totally honest with you guys, I tried to film a different video like 10 minutes ago, and it was disastrous. It was such a mess. Oftentimes, if I'm struggling with a video, I try to push through and show you guys that not every look is great, not every experience is positive. This look was turning out so poorly that I knew that even you probably wouldn't enjoy it, because it was like watching a dumpster fire. There's no value at the end. I don't know, maybe you would have enjoyed it, but I got to the point where I wasn't enjoying it myself. I just wasn't having fun anymore. And I thought, why am I wasting my own time doing something that I'm not gonna enjoy? I'm just gonna wipe it off. It just now. So I was using the orange liner, and that's what I'm trying to recapture that magic without it being quite as painful. So what I'm gonna do is a reverse cat eye, which is a winged eyeliner that instead of starting from the upper lash line and out, it starts from the lower and out. Reverse cat eye is a good solution for people who have quite a heavy hood, because you might be able to avoid the hood entirely if you start from the lower lash line. I'm not very good at wings, and I haven't done a reverse cat eye in quite some time, so I'm not gonna talk while I do it, and hopefully it won't be terrible. One of the struggles with graphic liner is getting the right consistency of water to paint. I do watercolor paintings, you'd think I'd be decent at it, but not so much. Maybe I should put something over here, you think? Should I? This isn't terrible, it's not terrible, and I don't want to mess it up by doing something terrible here, but I do kind of want to bring the orange this direction. Okay, I just made a lightning bolt completely unintentionally. Okay, it became a lightning bolt because I lost track of where the brush was. Like, I could see it, but this is a whole different skill set. So I'm gonna have to try to recreate that on the other side, but the placement is actually not bad. I'm pretty happy with where I've laid it, like the arch of my crease. Okay. If I touch anymore, I'm gonna screw something up. So I've got a couple little dots here, a little dot here. I'm gonna go off camera, do the other side, take a deep breath, and see if I can match my graphic liner. Wish me luck. You know, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I think that I did a really great job of matching the graphic eyeliner. I mean, I think I did well. I think I did well, considering I have very, very little practice doing so. This side, of course, this side I always struggle with more because I'm dominant on this side. Over here, I feel like I usually send the wing up at too much of an angle and it needs to drop down a little bit, but that also might be affected by simply using my right hand on my left side, and it's a different angle to apply the shadows to. So I don't know. Of course, I expect that side to be a little weaker, but on the whole, I think I did really well getting like the angle, the placement, the location specifically, like not too close to the crease, not too far above. Like, it started in the right place. I got my little accidental lightning bolt, which was very intentional on this side. But again, I think I did a good job. So I'll pat myself on the back a little bit because I had lower expectations for how that would turn out. And I did want to say that when you're using graphic eyeliner, especially because it's a mix with water, you might find that you have a bit more of a watery substance, and in that case, it might easily get onto your lashes. It's no big deal because I followed up with mascara and that concealed any orange that might have been on my lashes. In my waterline, I used this color from Udenzai, the shade 002. I put it in the waterline and then I intentionally dragged it down onto the lower lash line as well, a little bit, just at the base of the lashes to carry that color up and through, and then sort of merge it with the shadows and bring it up into the reverse cat eye on the bottom of the lid. On my lips, I'm wearing two things. This is from ColourPop. This is the glowing lip in the shade Desert Aura. And then this is the NYX. This is Milky Gloss in the shade Mango Lassie. On my face, I'm wearing the Festival palette, eyeshadow palette from Juvia's Place. I've converted this to be a face palette because I have these colors elsewhere in formulas, which I prefer, but I wanted to give myself different blush or face colors. So I used this as a blush, and then I used this as a highlighter. I mean, these are eyeshadows, but they're just extremely pigmented. If I use the red or the orange in this palette, I have to go in really, really lightly. They're very buildable, but I did use the orange as a blush, and I think that works together with everything else that is going on. And I like it. I'm really happy with the look. And remember what I said earlier about graphic liner. I really like this kind of graphic liner. It's a bit subtle. I mean, it's still there. It's still quite present. It's not understated, you know, it's graphic liner. Can you be that understated with graphic liner? But I think that it takes the eyeshadow look, makes it a bit more fun, a little bit more whimsical and interesting, but still is wearable. It still, for me, feels comfortable. I don't feel wild or over the top. I don't feel like I'm gonna be self-conscious when I go to the grocery store if I'm wearing this eyeshadow look with the graphic liner. It's just a little touch of extra, but not way over the top extra. and I like it. I think it's pretty. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Do tell me in the comments what you think about today's eyeshadow look, about the Queen Bee palette, about Coloured Raine in general, about graphic liner. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm here for it. You know I love chatting with you. I appreciate you so much for being here. Everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video and for giving me a little piece of your day. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you haven't done so before. Do remember to check the description box for lots of information, and I'll see you in my next upload. Thanks for being here, guys. Bye.